Welcome to the weekly outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. So we'll start with the DXY. Like I've been saying for ages, I'm looking for this wire wave down. It still hasn't broken this low. Here's your targets here, 123 and the 161.8. It still hasn't got there yet. Really need this to break the low to give us that buy setup. I'm looking at it as a contracting flat in here because it's roughly the same size correction as this one here. So it has to go from here. If it doesn't, it could turn into a lot larger correction, which will make things a lot more difficult. Because then we'll just have this one wave and then we'll have some bigger structure in here before we get more downside. So I'm hoping we do get this Z down to break the low, and then we can all look for the buys. H4, very choppy. We got this impulse down here. So you can't really look for buys yet. I mean, there is a buy setup coming in here, little flag in here, which will more than likely just be a scalp for an A, B, C before we get more downside. You sort of can only really buy above this top now, because if that's the end of the correction, you can only sort of buy above the top of that correction now, unless you're scalping. So if we go down to H1, so we are starting to get bearish divergence in here. We do have a trend line break, but it's not going. So there is a trend line break in there. But this didn't fall over. If it was going to go, it was go from there. It's looking more like a bullish flag, or bullish correction rather, for one more up. So we may get something like this. Over here before we get more downside. I'm only looking for the sells really. It's going to be risky buying until that top gets broken, like I said, or the low gets broken, and then we can look for buys at the low. We're right at a bottom, so it's risky to sell, and it's not giving us the buy setup that we really need at this stage. You can give this a go. If you get a break out of here, you can give that a go for a scalp, get it to break even, target the 100 fib, but it's only going to be a scalp. I dare say we will still get more downside. So AU, we got this impulse up. I don't think this is all the correction for the B wave to finish here. It's just not big enough for this impulse. So I'm sort of looking for the A, B, C, and then we get that A, B, C in here to finish off that B wave. On the H1, it's starting to be tricky. H4, sorry, starting to get tricky because, like I've been saying for ages, a few weeks now, we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, is that all the correction? We don't know. We got the nice impulse up, so we can only really look for buys, even though there is a possibility of this larger correction in here. as an expanding flat in there for an A, B, C. We sort of, it's going to be very difficult to sell this. If this was the end of wave B, I'd like to see a nice impulse down and then a little flag, something to sell. I did get into a sell in here, but become a break-even trade. It just didn't go. So this is looking choppy. It's looking more corrective. So that's why I'm thinking only looking for the buy. Let's this bottom here gets broken. Was sort of looking for, like last week, we got that sharp move down. I was sort of looking for, if we get another sharp move down, then move up, we can look for that buy for a flat in here. But we didn't get that either. So what we're getting now is this choppy movement. So I dare say we get a little flat in here for one more down, at least one more down. Hopefully it gets around to the 50 fib, because then we're going to get nice risk reward for the buy. We don't have any bullish divergence, so we need this wave down. Give us that bullish divergence, something to buy. I mean, it's going to be risky if you're going to take this trend line break here and wait for a little flag. It's going to be pretty risky because we don't have any bullish divergence. So ideally, hopefully, we get another one down here, and this is the flat in here for the A, B, C, and then we go up. That's what I'll be looking for. This wave down, nice break of the trend line with bullish divergence, and then look for that buy. EU is pretty much the same. It's this one here did give us the ABC. We did get a A, B, C in here with bullish divergence. So this one is probably looking better than the AU. We got a high here on the H4. So looking for this correction before I look for the buy. So really need a correction. There's only one crossover here. I need that. Even on H1, I think it's just one wave. Yeah, see, it's just one wave down. I did actually take this buy in here on Friday in this flag in here. Got in around here somewhere. I'm still on this trade. I thought it might have gone, but it's not. It's looking very, very corrective still. So I think this will be an A, a B, and a C. Now this B wave here may go and break this top, because we do have that bull hidden divergence. So the B wave in here may go and break that top, and we still get the A, B, C as a running flat, or it can turn expanding as well. But yeah, it's very choppy, very slow. So it's looking more corrective. I dare say I'll probably get a break-even trade out of this one. Yeah, it's not looking very healthy. GU, still looking for this. Looking for the same size correction like I've been saying for ages. I'm looking for a correction like this over here. So virtually we're running out of time. We have to get this down soon, or else well, we're just not going to get a structure to trade, because I'm looking for the A, B, C before we get more upside. If we go onto the H4, we've lost the bearish divergence. So we've got no bearish divergence anymore. So you can really, we got that sharp move down in here, and we got another sharp move down in here. So this can be a flat for an A, B, C up. Because we don't have any bearish divergence, it's going to be tricky to sell this until that top gets broken, gives us that bearish divergence, something to trade. And I don't really like to be buying this because we got this larger impulse down here. So I am looking for that. Now, does it go from here, or does it go get another high, give us that bearish divergence, and then give us that one down? Hopefully it does give us that bearish divergence. Goes up here, gives that bearish divergence, and gives the impulse down, correction, flag, something to trade, to go and go to that 100 fib. Then we can all look for that buy. At this stage, it really, see, H1, this one has bull hidden as well. So like I was saying, I dare say this is your flat in here. So we get an A, B, C. We got that bullish hidden. So I dare say this will go and break the top. So you can scalp that, but it's only going to be a scalp. NU, daily. So it's messy because we've already got the Z up. Now I was looking for that A, B, C. It's gone and broken the top, and it's impulsive. So it's becoming very tricky. I'm going to stay out of this pair for a while because there's no way I want to. We're getting bearish divergence on the daily, so I don't want to be going against that. So I pretty much have to leave it because this wave here has gone too far. I was looking for this, like just an A, B, C, just this C here, and then give us another one down. It's kept on going. So yeah, it pretty much, there's not much you can really do, because I dare say this is going to be corrective in here. Whatever happens in here, it's going to be corrective for more upside. We don't know how big this correction is going to be yet. If we go on to the H1, we got bull hidden here. You can see it. We've got bull hidden in here. So yeah, if you do get a buy set up on it, you want a nice impulse up, something, then something to trade before going long. I'd prefer to take the short, wait for the top to be broken, give us some bearish divergence, wait for this top to be broken, give us some bearish divergence, then give us a trend line break, little flag, little correction in here to sell down to at least the trend line, or hopefully get a larger C down, but that's looking unlikely now. The way this, I don't like this correction, because if this is the A, B, C as a contracting flat, becomes difficult, and it is confirmed as a contracting flat. I don't really like it, but that's the way it is. So yeah, pretty much, if you want to trade this pair, you pretty much have to wait for the correction, take these off, hopefully you get some sort of a correction down to the 50 fib. Yeah, like I said, this is more than likely a flat. But if this does turn bearish and you get a larger correction, you want to wait, get some bullish divergence around the 50 fib, and then you can look for that buy. I'd be more inclined to wait for a larger correction because we're at a high with bearish divergence on the daily. So, you know, it gets risky. UI. This one gave the Z down. Now, it's tricky because we never got the crossover in here. We only got internal divergence. So this can be all this one move, and then we get another correction over here, like this one, similar size to that, and then we get the Z down. So it's become quite tricky. At this stage, I did put out that idea on TradingView. I am looking at this. We got a nice impulse up, so we can only look for the buy. Got this impulse up. I was looking for the flat. So we get A, B, C. In the B before we get that Z up. It's not looking as good as I would have liked. When I put this idea out, I'll put it out in here somewhere, that idea on TradingView. I was looking for this. If I can zoom in a bit. So we got, on the M15, we've got a WXY, XZ. We had that bear hidden divergence. So I was looking for this one to break the low, give us that bullish divergence. We lost the bullish divergence. So now I sort of can't take it until I start to get that bullish divergence again. So it's become hard to get an entry on this. This is looking like a little bear flag in here. So it looks like more downside before we get that. I'm still not rolling out this larger correction. This correction, this expanding flat looks good, but now I pretty much have to wait until we get the trend line break, little flag in here or correction before I can look for the buy to go and break that top. Ultimate target is that 100 fib. You can even look for further than that from the daily. If this is the Z down, well, you can look for 50 fib, which is actually lower than the 100 fib. So yeah, at the 50 fib here, you definitely want to be at break even and target that 100 fib. USDJPY, we did get that Z down, so this one's a lot cleaner. We did get the Z down, and we do have that bullish divergence. It's playing games in here though, so there was a sell on Friday, bear flag in there. But on the Sheffy, you can, if you did take that bear flag, keep it, because we can break that low. We don't have any bullish divergence. I'm sort of looking at this as a W, A, B, C in here for an expanding flat, and then we get that Y down. This has got, no, it doesn't have bear hidden. So yeah, either way, I'm only, if we look at the daily, we've got that bullish divergence. So you definitely don't want to be selling this. You know, I'm only looking for the buys. I don't want to be selling this. I think on the H1 we got that bear hidden here. Yeah, see, H1 we have the bear hidden. We got a bear hidden here. So you definitely can't rule out that this low gets broken, but do you want to sell it? You know, very risky to sell. I'll be more inclined to wait and see what this does. It might just give a correction in here. I'm hoping it just gives a correction down to the 55th. Then we get A, B, C. I'll be looking for that C up. Hopefully it does go and gives us that daily C up. This is the one I'm looking for here, this C. That's the trade that I don't want to miss. So if I do get a little correction in here, I'll look for that buy. UCAD, we broke the low, so we got contracting flat in here. Like I was saying last week, when we get these contracting flats, it makes it difficult because we don't know. This can be an A, B, C in here for an A, B, C for a larger correction. And I dare say that's what we're going to get because we only just broke this low. And so I'll be looking for A, B, C. We do have that bullish divergence as well on the daily. We don't have any bullish divergence on the H4. But yeah, I'd be more inclined to look for the buy. I wouldn't want to go against the daily divergence. So if I get buy setups, I'll take them. If I get sell setups, well, unless it's really good, I'll only scalp it. So ideally, we got that spike up in here. So again, this can be an A, B, C. So it can break that low. Ideally, it does actually break that low. It gives us that bullish divergence. And then gives us a trend line break, flag, correction, and then buy. I'm more inclined to wait and see. Wait for a nice setup before risking your account or risking your money. GY. So this is ugly. I was looking for that simple. This is your impulse, A, B, C, and then down. Now that didn't happen. It's become more complex. So this one here, we may still get that top broken. And I'll show you something here. We got now this isn't an ABC anymore. So I'll remove that. Maybe if we get settings. So what if we get some sort of a ending diagonal, yeah? And then the Z wave just breaks that top. We don't have any divergence. So looking for a correction in here. Something like this. It's going to be messy before we get that Z up. Now, does it go and break that top? Well, we don't know yet. Or is this just an A, all this a B, and then we get a C down? Don't really know. At this stage, we don't have any bearish divergence. And I dare say on the H1, we're going to get that bullish hidden. Yeah, see, we have that bullish hidden. So we have that bullish hidden in here. Whether you go from this one or this one, doesn't matter. We got bull hidden here. So what we need to do, you need to wait. You want something like this. It's not ready yet. We've just got one wave down. So it's not ready yet. More than likely we'll get a little correction in here before we get one more down, giving us that divergence. We need that bullish divergence, and then we'll look for the trend line break, bull flag, and then take that to go and break the top. At least break this top here. So that's what I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for the buys. Once we get this correction in here, we need this correction in here, and give us that bullish divergence before you can look for that buy. Then look for the buy to go and break the top, either this top or the other top, the larger top over here. But this could become very choppy if we get this here. You know, it could be very, very choppy for quite some time before we get that Z up. So there's definitely no hurry to jump in this. Gold. I'm looking for this on the H1. I put this. No, I didn't put this. I put this idea out in the room. I didn't put it out on TradingView. But so I'm looking. We got this nice impulse down. Got 1, 2, 3. I'm looking for that sell. Now, this may not be over. This may be WXY, XZ. Then it could continue on, you know, in this channel here. But eventually we'll get that sell, hopefully. I'm looking for that sell. There is no sell set up on it at the moment, but it bounced off this 100 fib, bounced clean off the 100 fib here. So I am looking for the sell. If I get a little flag in here on the lower time frames, I'll look for that sell. At least down to the trend line. Hopefully it breaks the trend line, breaks that low. Ultimate target, that 100 fib. For the C down. WTI. We can only look for buys on this. If you look at the H4, we got the impulse up. So looking for a correction. Wait for the trend line break, little flag in here to go and trade that C up. So we probably won't get a trade on this week. Got some nice trades on it this week, last week. Got pretty much put out that trading idea on TradingView. This was the flag in here to buy, and we got that nice nice move up So I hope a few of you's done well out of that. Now we have on the H1 got some sort of W, X, Y, X, Z. Probably get some sort of a corrective structure in here for this B wave. There's no divergence, so there's no buy set up on it yet. Wait for the buy set up. Wait for the divergence buy set up. Trend line break, your buy set up before you're jumping in. Bitcoin just keeps on going. Okay, so we go on the daily. So like I was saying last week, it's looking more and more, because this has kept on going up, it's looking more and more like I was mentioning last week. This is a flat in here for a W, X, Y. Then we'll get the X and then the Z. So I'll change that now. So I'm looking at this. Move that. So we're in a wave Y. If we go to H4, see last week I was looking for this correction. I was saying wait for the correction before buying, because it's dangerous. We're at a top. So we got a sharp move down in here. Now we got 1, 2, 3. So we get an A, B, C to finish off this X, and then we get that Z up. And that will probably finish off that wave Y on the daily. So we're still in the wave Y. We got to wait for that correction. If we go down to the H1, we can see. I'll remove this for now. So this is reasonably sharp. This may have been all the correction A, B, C in here for a contracting flat. Most likely was by the look of the H1. Looks like we're going to get a little flag in here for more upside. There is no sell set up on it. And you don't really want to be buying this flag if it does give a flag here, because we have this bearish divergence. So this is coming to an end. So I'll be more inclined to look for the sell. If you get a little trend line break, I'd be risking that sell for an A, B, C. Yeah, you've got to wait for that larger correction, H4 correction, before you can buy. Or else it just becomes too risky. It's dangerous. Buying at a top without a larger correction it's crazy, in my opinion anyway. You have to wait for that larger correction. And we do have that little flat in here for A, B, C. And then we get the A, B, C. Give us something to trade. Then we want that impulse up, flag, something to buy, and then you buy. So if you do get a sell set up this week, I'd take it, because more than likely, at worst, it'll be a break even, because we should come back to at least 100 fib. So we were looking for something like this in here before we go any higher to finish off that H4, the daily wave Y. So yeah, wait for that correction. if you want to look for the sell, you can. I'd be more inclined to look for the sell than the buys. And your sell's only going to be a scalp too, because you're in a correction. But it could be, if this is correct, and this is a running flat in here, this should be sharp. This will be a sharp wave down. So you can definitely, if you do get a sell set up on it, you can take it, because it could fall over quite sharp, something like this. So I'd be more inclined to look for the sells, get it to break even, scalp, and target that 100 fib, or you could just take half off and maybe take half off at the 100 fib, and then see if it does come back to the trend line. SPX. So the S&P, this is looking nice. If we go to the H4, sort of looking at this. Now, here's that possibility of this still as that flat, running flat here. Now, this is getting interesting, because this can be a leading diagonal. Now, I've got it as a WXY, but doesn't matter. We can look at it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a leading diagonal, and then you get that deeper correction. Because it was a leading diagonal, you get that deeper correction before you get that wave Y up, the larger wave Y. At this stage, I'm only looking for the sell. We don't have any bearish divergence, but if we go down to the H1, I'm actually in the buy still, but I'm looking to take profit. I got in the buy because we never know. This can be a contracting flat, so I sort of took this buy in here, got in around here. I'm at break even, but if it does take me out, I'll look for that sell. I'll look for this trend line break and look for the A, B, C, and I dare say that's what it's going to do. I wanted to jump in this buy because just in case this is a contracting flat and we just go from here for the A, B, C. This wave Y may not be over. So I don't think we got any bullish divergence in here. No, we didn't. But yeah, I'll be more inclined to sell at this stage. Look for the sell setup. Because we do have that, right? A, B, C in here. Get A, B, C, and then we go. Yeah, it's hard. Unless you're in the buy already, I wouldn't be buying. Unless you're already in this buy. If you got in this buy here, I got in around here somewhere. Unless you're in the buy already, I wouldn't really. I'd be waiting for something to buy. There's nothing else to buy yet. There's no buy set up as such. The DAX. So last week we got a gap up, so it might have been hard for you to get in, because this was I was looking for that buy here, but we got the gap up. So unless you got in right at the gap, you would have missed out on it. Now it's become tricky because we have a contracting flat. Like I've been saying about contracting flats, they can become quite complex. So we can have an A, B, C in here, A, B, C, and then we get the A, B, C. So it can become quite complex in here now. But if you look at the H4, see, we got a higher high, So you can really only look for the buys. We're not going to get this Z down. So I remove all that. So you're only looking for the buys. Ideally, you get a larger correction down to the 50 fib, something to trade. Ideally, you get something like this above that broken trend line, and then buy. I always like to see the price action get back to the 50 fib to give me nice risk reward. But because this was such a impulsive wave, it may not come back to the 50. It may just give us something like this. Wait for the correction, wait for the divergence on the lower time frames, and then look for that buy. Only looking for the buy. It's risky because we're right up the top, but this can be a so this can be a, all this is a B, then a C down for expanding flat, and then we get A, B, C. It's sort of looking that way. So wait for that correction in here before you look for the next buy. It might take a couple of weeks, and we're getting into Christmas. You know, like I said, we still don't know who the next president's going to be. By the look of that, that's going to the courts will decide who the next president's going to be, and you know, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, so it's going to be quite difficult to trade until probably, you know, I think it's another 65 days or a couple of more months before the US president before we know who the next president is, the organization of the president, or whatever they call it. So yeah, just be patient. We're getting to the end of the year, getting to Christmas. So yeah, things will start to slow down a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Trade safe, take care, and I'll see you out there next week. Enjoy.